instantly melded into her skin. Zhang Qiang felt a chill throughout his body. It felt as if something had drilled into the body. But when I took a closer look, but found nothing at all, shook his head, Zhang Qiang no longer thought too much. Driving, go to the private house. At the same time, Anxi brought Yifeng home, just entered the door, and Muan and Fu warmly welcomed them. They already know. Last time at the hospital, if it weren't for Yifeng, they may not have survived to this day. The two elderly people were extremely enthusiastic towards Yifeng, especially in Mu. She looked at Yifeng. It's just like a mother-in-law looking at her son-in-law. Let Anxi's face turn completely red with embarrassment. Knock, knock, knock. While everyone was chatting, the door was knocked from the outside, and Mu then opened the door. Kulala! Just at that moment, several men in police uniforms burst in. Who is Yifeng? The leading artist. A face full of ferocity. His gaze glanced around the room. Finally, it freezes on Yifeng, in the depths of the eyes. A flash of sharp light swept by. And Yifeng frowned slightly. At that moment, she stood up. Seeing this scene, that was a terrible calamity. The police's expression suddenly turned stern. Yifeng, you are suspected of being involved in an assault case. But what? This sentence. Let Anxi and an father and an mother. His expression changed drastically, especially a few police officers surrounded. Anxi's face looked extremely unpleasant. Hurry and try to stop them. At that moment, his jade water, but he was grabbed by Yifeng. Brother Yifeng, on Anxi's upturned face, filled with deep worry and anxiety. He can naturally see it. These police officers do not come with good intentions. Very likely, it was Zhang Qiang's doing. Yifeng smiled gently. He did not involve these police officers. Keep it in your heart. Especially here is the Yin family. He didn't want to scare Anxi's parents. Silly girl, it's nothing. I will go with them for a trip. Yifeng rubbed Nzai's little head. Take good care of uncle and aunt. I'll be back soon. Finished speaking. Yifeng stood still, following a few police officers. Stepped out of the room. At the moment the door closed. The vicious police officer, a bright smile suddenly spread across the corners of his mouth. The voice said in a nasal tone, "Come back soon. HMBH. I see. You go without return." The voice of the vicious police officer, like a literary victory. A soft whisper. Even the few people around me. I didn't hear anything. Just after this sentence was spoken, Yifeng suddenly turned his head, staring straight at him. The corners of her mouth curled with amusement. "You want to kill me." But upon hearing this, that vicious police officer, suddenly my heart jolted, full of disdain. Did this guy hear it? How is this possible? The vicious police were simply unbelievable. After all, his voice just now. Too subtle. Only you can hear it. How could Yifeng possibly hear that? This is just the beginning. Immediately after, Yifeng stared at this vicious police officer, a cold smirk at the corner of the mouth, becoming more intense. Your gaze sparkles. It shows that there is a guilty conscience. Your pregnancy brings misfortune, planning to commit an act of violence. You are everything to me. Explain in your heart. I am a dead person. Speaking of which, Yifeng's smile grew increasingly wicked. So, you want to kill me. A word from Yifeng completely stunned the vicious police. He looked at Yifeng with disbelief. It's just light. I am looking at a monster. He actually guessed everything. This is simply unbelievable. The fierce police officer was startled by Yi Feng. However, when he realized it, suddenly filled with extreme rage. "Kid, what are you talking about? I am a lieutenant and a police officer. Punish evil and eliminate treachery. It's my job." "Lieutenant." "Indeed." Yi Feng's lips curled slightly, smiled, and said, "I just sent a letter. Result, another letter has arrived." Interesting, very interesting. This sentence let the lieutenant's expression growing increasingly unpleasant. "I haven't thought of it yet. Yi Feng is so arrogant." Now rested. "But not at all. Put yourself at the center of your heart. Kid, just go wild." "I see. How far can you go wild?" Finished speaking. Several police officers. Suddenly Yi Feng took the police car. The police car starts. The lieutenant addressed the police officer driving. "Speak directly. Xiao Zhan, go to Jiang City Prison." "What?" Several police officers. Jinshu was taken aback, then asked in confusion, "Captain Zhang, we are not. Should I go to the detention center?" "The sentence has not been handed down yet. Just lock him up in prison. Some things are out of order. Ordinary captured criminals. Basically, everyone is locked up in the detention center until after the court's ruling. Only then will it be transferred to prison. And now, Zhang Wei actually wants to directly take. Yi Feng is imprisoned. This." Several police officers exchanged glances. Everyone feels that there is something in this matter. There must be something fishy. Zhang Wei frowned. This guy is a thug. Locked up in the detention center. Too dangerous. Finished speaking. Zhang Wei waved his hand. "Listen to me. Go to Jiang City Prison." Seeing Commander Zhang issue the order, the police officer driving had no choice. Only the direction can change. Heading towards Jiangxi Prison. Just the other police officers did not notice. After the police car started moving, Zhang Wei sent an edited message. Sent it out. "The pit has been dug. It's time to bury them." Meanwhile, India, father and mother were extremely anxious, full of worry. Anxi was also anxious, her face pale. Until the end, she rummaged through her bag, finally found a business card. The general manager of the Crown Hotel. At present, Anxi followed the phone call above. So they called over. Just, perhaps even Anxi did not expect. It was just her one phone call. Suddenly stirred the entire city. All the elder beings exist. Let the whole city be. A storm has begun, shocking the heavens and shaking the earth. Episode 103. Make a few holes. Jiangxi Prison. This is where Jiang City is imprisoned. The most vicious group of criminals. 302 bathroom. A group of prisoners surrounding a bald giant, continuously asking, "Sanji, hurry up and give us more. Let's talk about that important person. Last time I only heard half of what you said. It's so tempting. Yes, send that big shot. Is it really as amazing as you say? I'm a Wolf Brothers master. It's simply unbelievable. This group of prisoners, almost all are part of the underground forces of Jiang City, because various reasons. The wolf is about to be imprisoned. The bald man, clearly the boss of this bathroom, looking around, curious gazes. The bald man patted the gifted one's head. He smiled darkly. "It's not me, it's my third brother who's bragging. That big shot. Absolutely a godlike existence. Once upon a time, I followed Wolf Brother, go to the wall and bar, preparing to seize territory, stealing women, even the first warrior at the wall, Tiger King. All were knocked out by Wolf Brother in one move. However, no one expected. That prominent figure stepped forward. One move, only used one move, then threw Brother Wolf to the ground. At that time, Wolf Brother had a dream. We are the little brothers. Every one was dumbfounded. In our eyes, that big shot. It's simply like a god descending to the mortal realm, speaking on the face of the bald giant, overflowing with deep admiration and fervor. Later, Fei Leata was captured by Gong Wu. That important figure brought Wolf Brother and our three little brothers. Let's go rescue together. Unexpectedly encountered the government's six-fingered snake. Six-fingered snake. Hearing this name, everyone in the bathroom, everyone's expression changed. They certainly know. The six-fingered snake belongs to Gong Yunfei, one of the two great guards. Extremely fierce and malicious. What happened next? All the inmates in the bathroom, all straight and rigid, looking at the bald man. One by one, they couldn't wait to find out. What happened next? On the face of the bald man, a deep nostalgia emerges. That night, absolutely his whole life, the most unforgettable night. Later, Wolf Brother battles six-fingered snake, but did not expect. The six-fingered snake is incredibly fierce. Just one move, just click to kill Wolf Brother. At the moment when Wolf Brother was in imminent danger, that important person. Once again they made their move. One move, another move, one move. The bald man's face flushed red. I think of the scene from that night, a face full of excitement and admiration. That big shot, a single palm. Xingsheng pierced the body of the six-fingered snake. Well, this sentence. Let all the prisoners be terrified to the core. The palm pierced through the body. This is simply terrifying. At that time, my reaction, like you all, it's simply unbelievable. The feeling of the bald man, the scene that day, as if it were right in front of me. From that day on, that influential person. You are my God. It is also the God of Wolf Brother and all the brothers. Hey, that a shadow walked past from outside the bathroom. Bald giant, at the beginning, did not pay attention, but immediately after that, his complexion, in an instant, a general. Everyone clapped, trembled fiercely. This moment, bald man, I can't help but doubt my own eyes. Present moment, without further ado, stand still. Zixi looked towards the outside of the bathroom. Just one glance. Let him be surprised. Tata, it really is him. Bald man's eyes almost fell out. The unbelievable on the face, it was rich to the extreme. And at this moment, all the prisoners in the bathroom, completely baffled. One by one, they were puzzled. He asked the bald man, Sanjay, what are you watching? Isn't it just one? Is the newcomer just locked it in? What's good to watch? Just a newcomer. You should hurry up. Let's talk about that important person again, the prisoner in the bathroom. There is simply no attitude of concern. Upon hearing this, on the face of the bald man, a bitter smile emerged. I seem to have seen that prominent figure. What? This sentence. Make the whole bathroom. It completely exploded. Not just this bathroom. The same scene. In the remaining bathrooms. Continuously staged. Yifeng seemed like egg. The stone was thrown into the lake surface. Let it be calm and undisturbed. Zombie prison. It has completely risen. Meanwhile, 316 bathroom. Yifeng slowly walked in. This bathroom is very small. Only those are imprisoned inside. A prisoner wearing glasses. This prisoner looks thoughtful, as if a frail scholar, a bit timid, especially when discovered. Yifeng looked over. The prisoner quickly smiled slightly. Reach out your hand. Hello, my name is Tao Lei. Yifeng. Yifeng smiled and said, and then the bedding, placed on the bed under the pants. Ding-ling-ling. At that moment, a bell rang. Yifeng brothers, it's time for a break and to eat. Let's go together. Tao Lei is smiling at this moment, said to Yifeng. Upon hearing this, Yifeng shrugged, following Tao Lei now. Then he walked out of the bathroom. At this moment, time for meals during free time. A criminal slowly emerged from the bathroom, stepped out, the figure of utter cruelty. Tao Lei whispered, Yifeng brother, let me introduce you. We are in Jiangxi prison. There are 3 people, refusing to provoke. The first one, it's the baldest San. This person possesses extreme strength. Second one, bloody little knife, cunning and ruthless. The third one, poisonous snake Akiuin, ruthless and merciless. Having said that, Tao Lei looked at Yifeng, furrowed brows. This afternoon I heard the subordinate of the venomous snake Aquan say, they are going to deal with a newcomer. That person, it must be you, right? Dealing with newcomers. Yifeng was taken aback, then laughed exceptionally brightly. Guess. Tao Lei was instantly filled with frustration, a moment of speechlessness. Yifeng brother, whether it's you or not, you need to be careful. Remember, I want to survive in Jiangxi prison. These 3 people never provoke, Tao Lei repeatedly urged. Yifeng just nodded. No comment. Very soon, Yifeng and Tao Lei, the meal is ready, silently sat in the corner, started eating, just as the 2 of them sat down. Kilala. Suddenly, a group of people stood up. I see this group of people. Tao Lei's eyelids. Crazy jump. It's the venomous snake, a Quan. Especially when Tao Lei saw poisonous snake Aquan leads a group of people unexpectedly towards oneself after arriving at the location. Her complexion changed drastically. It's broken. He really is going to deal with him. Tao Lei's expression, a deep hesitation emerged. Seems to be very afraid of being implicated by Yifeng. But I felt embarrassed to leave alone. At that moment of his hesitation, poisonous snake Aquan already brought people, approached Yifeng. Dead then, just walked over. Poisonous snake Aquan. Then he took Yifeng's plate, slammed hard onto the ground, the corner of his mouth. Staring at Yifeng, he said, Kid, you are Yifeng. This dead person's meal. Is it delicious? Upon hearing this, Yifeng's gaze was slightly cold, slowly stood up. Delicious. The best. Bring a few more dead people. That would be even more perfect. What? Poisonous snake Aquan. A slight pause. He did not expect. Yifeng showed no signs of fear whatsoever. How dare you mock yourself? Bring a few dead people. Aren't you afraid? Is it you who is dead? Poisonous snake Aquan. The corners of the mouth curled into a strong, fierce smile, and behind him, his 6 or 7 subordinates. All were grinning with a savage smile. Every one looked toward Yifeng. It feels like looking at a dead person. How do you want it? Yifeng smiled sweetly, looking at the poisonous snake, a Quan. He said softly. Upon hearing this, on the face of the venomous snake, a Quan, Senrin Yu Na. How not to? Just doing someone a favor. Just a few holes in you. Ush. This sentence. Let Tao Lei on the side. so scared that I almost fell to the ground. Make a few holes. This is to kill Yi Feng. Thinking of this, Tao Lei looked at Yi Feng with a gaze filled with pity. He did not expect. This guy just walked in. Someone wanted to buy his life. Just this moment, Yi Feng smiled. Make a few holes. But let's do it your way. What? Yi Feng's words. Everyone, including the poisonous snake Ah Quan, was taken aback, just as they had not yet understood. What does it mean? Flapping wings, flapping wings. A series of dull piercing sounds echoed. Next, the poisonous snake immediately made a Quan feel a sharp pain in the lower back and ribs. Poisonous snake a Quan. The whole body instantly stiffened. He turned back with disbelief written all over his face. Suddenly saw a bald giant, holding a fork, pierced deeply into his waist. On the other side, a young man holds a blood-stained knife, stabbed fiercely into his side. Not just him, his several subordinates. Every person. Several wounds were painfully inflicted. Level 104. Someone is looking for trouble again. Baldasan, blood-stained knife. Since it's you all. Poisonous snake a Quan was in disbelief. You need to know. The entire zombie prison. Only the three of them are the heads of the dragon. The three of them usually. Well, water does not interfere with river water. But now, these two people can take action on their own. This made the venomous snake Ah Quan. I just can't figure it out. It's not just him. His few subordinates. On every person. All were left with several blood holes. Their faces were filled with horror and despair. They never dreamed it would happen. It was originally just simple and straightforward. Deal with a newcomer, but provoked these two big bosses. This is just the beginning. The next scene. Moreover, it made the venomous snake a Quan and others horrified to death. Rustling sound. Baldasan stepped forward first. Facing Yi Fengden in the western noble land. Iron Hand Poison Wolf. Underling Baldasan. Bow to the master. As Baldasan spoke, falling down, splashing sound, kneeling in a sea of people. What? Poisonous snake Ah Quan looked terrifying. He could hardly believe his eyes. Old Ah San just now. They actually call Yi Feng master. This is simply unbelievable. However, this is just the beginning. Immediately following this, the young man holding a small knife, facing Yi Fengden in the western noble land. Can Wise underling, blood-red dagger. Meet Mr. Yi. Blood-red knife. This scene led the poisonous snake Ah Quan and others, horrified to the point of death. The entire prison, three dragon heads. Now the two are kneeling before Yi Feng, especially Baldasan and the crimson knife. The expressions of the two as they looked at Yi Feng. It is filled with fervor and adoration. It felt like seeing my idol. How is this possible? Poisonous snake a Quan and others. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. However, this continues to be so. Ye family bodyguard Zhu Zhang. Greetings, young master. Linian of the Lin family. Salute to the Grand Master. By family guard hygiene. Meet Mr. Yi. The sound of water flowing. In the blink of an eye. The entire space. A large part of the empty cafeteria was on its knees. Especially these people. It almost includes all the tough and strong individuals from the prisons. How is this possible? Shocked the scene before me. Shocked to the extreme. No one could imagine. A newcomer in prison. Just came in. Let the tough man of the prison bow down. This is simply like a tale from the Arabian Nights. In an instant, Poisonous snake a Quan and all his subordinates. Everything got intense. Passer-by, the few of them swallowed hard, looking at Yifeng's gaze. It feels just like watching a monster, especially when thinking of Baldesan and the others' address for Yifeng. Master, Mr. Yin, Chisui, young master, what on earth is this cat doing? What kind of monster have I provoked? Not just a venomous snake. Tao lay standing together with Yifeng, also with a fierce expression. He originally thought Yifeng was finished. Will definitely meet a tragic end at the hands of the poisonous snake, a San. But I never expected it. Things will take such an unbelievable turn. This is just so damn exciting. In an instant, Tao Lei looked at Yifeng with his gaze, filled with deep curiosity and admiration. He had never seen such a person, not yet spoken. Everyone kneels in submission. At this moment, only Yifeng remained calm and unperturbed. He naturally knows. In the entire Jiang city, these few forces are the most powerful. Even in prison, every family is equally short on manpower. At present, Yifeng's gaze shifted, staring straight at the venomous snake, a Quan. Now, can I speak now? Ush, this moment, all the hair on my body stood on end, even lacking the courage to meet Yifeng's gaze. I say, it was ordered by the lieutenant. He knows. I am a death row inmate. Then they gave my family 300,000. Let me sit on you inside. Speaking, the venomous snake Aquan ignored the intense pain in his body. Call out loudly, kneeling in front of Yifeng. Mister, I was wrong. I should die. The poisonous snake Aquan naturally understood. Yifeng is simply an existence he cannot provoke. He is now. I just hope Yifeng won't take his anger out on his family. Otherwise, he died with his eyes wide open. Upon hearing this, Yifeng smiled gently. It seems someone is looking for trouble again. At the same time, Jiang Tao, the chief of the Jiang City Police Department. I'm going crazy. He had already finished work, but I never dreamed it would happen. Just got home. The phone lines were already overwhelmed. Why Fan, my brother? This may be a misunderstanding. How could we arrest someone for no reason? The chairman of the Crown Group. This matter. I will definitely get to the bottom of this. Hello. It turns out to be Uncle Lin. Uncle Lin, why are you scolding me? When did I capture your master? By the way, who is your master? Old lady Bai. What made you think of this? Call the younger generation. What? They have captured your savior. Misunderstanding. This is definitely a misunderstanding. Dr. Zhu, it's you, old sir. Hey, why do you start by cursing? My mother hasn't wronged you. What? Your master. Who is your master? How could I dare send someone to catch them? A series of phone calls. Almost all of it is about seeking accountability. This intense bombardment. Let Jiang Tao completely push hard. What shocked him even more was these phone calls. It's all from Jiang City, heads of each family and the big shots. Nobles in various positions. Even some provincial dignitaries exist. Everyone has called to inquire. This is simply unbelievable. Especially what he fears the most. It is old Master Bai and Dr. Zhu. These two old relics. Escape from the world. Many students and disciples. They have long been provincial elites. Once these people are alerted, so the seriousness of the situation. Unimaginable. What shocked him even more was, all these people are here for one woman. Thinking of this, Jiang Tao was like an ant on a hot pan. Quickly put on your clothes. hurriedly left the house. However, when he just came downstairs, the scene before me, it startled him even more. Only saw the downstairs is crowded with people, all dressed in black. The malevolent force is overwhelming, as if it's not a crowd of people standing, but a group of demons, especially when seeing the two leading figures. Jiang Tao's heart skipped a beat. Yi Wei, iron-handed lone wolf, these two tough guys. How did you come? Jiang Tao only felt a tingling sensation on his scalp, immediately smiled and said, Lone Wolf brother, Miss Wei, how did you all come here? Upon hearing this, the lone wolf's lips curled into a cold smirk. Director Jiang sent someone to arrest my master. I naturally have to come to plead. What? Master? Jiang Tao's heart skipped a beat. Tentatively asked, the master mentioned by Lone Wolf's younger brother is referring to Yifen. Ah, this sentence almost made Jiang Tao fall flat on his backside, sat down on the ground. He was completely lost in a dream. Yifen. It's Yifen again. He could hardly imagine. For this person, not only were there phone inquiries from big shots at all levels, even lone wolves like this, underworld tough guy, all have personally appeared. This is simply unimaginable. At present, Jiang Tao almost cursed under his breath. If he knew. Which bastard? A huge mess. He must have wrapped himself in his skin. Episode 105. So, you should die. Jiang's prison. In the lounge, the lieutenant was sitting in a chair, crossing one's legs, sipping tea leisurely, with a look of complete satisfaction. Sigh. This time I've really struck it rich. Windfall. My dear nephew gave me 3 million. Let me take care of that kid. If I only need to spend 300,000, then we can let the poisonous snake Quan handle it. Entering and exiting. Earned 2,700,000 effortlessly. Muttering to oneself. On the face of the lieutenant, the smile grew even more intense. Looking at the moment, looked at the watch. An hour has already passed. The smile on the lieutenant's face, growing stronger. That kid. He should be dead by now. Thinking of this, the lieutenant wanted to take out the phone. Report good news to Zhangjiangke. Just at that moment, bump, the door of the lounge, kicked open forcefully by someone. The lieutenant was startled. At that moment, he wanted to shout and scold, just as the words of scorn were about to escape my lips. It was swallowed back by him. Jiang Bureau, how did you come here? The lieutenant quickly stood up. The complexion looks a bit off. Upon hearing this, Jiang Tao's expression, extremely pale. Present moment, biting back anger, he asked the lieutenant, John Duzhen, did you catch one today? Called Yifen. The lieutenant was taken aback. At that moment, he nodded. That's right. This guy, suspected of a personal injury case, was captured by me from the civilian district. He is just a good-for-nothing poor kid. What's wrong? Director Jiang. Is there a problem? Commoner district. Poor boy. Is there a problem? Upon hearing this, Jiang Tao's expression, it grew darker and darker. A surge of anger fills the moment. Suddenly burst into a tirade. Nonsense. Do you know what is his identity? Jiang Bureau. But, seeing Director Jiang so furious, the lieutenant's heart skipped a beat. Jiang Jiu, that guy is just a poor kid. What other identities can there be? This sentence has fallen. Jiang Tao had not yet said anything. I heard a sound at the door. There are sounds echoing. Silence echoed. Since you don't know, let us tell you this sentence. The lieutenant was slightly taken aback. Immediately after, he then saw an old man with pure white hair slowly walked in, just walked in. The old man stared intently at the lieutenant. He said in a low voice, "It, you are the life-saver of my polar bear. This old man is just the beginning." Immediately following that, three more elderly men entered. "It, I am Yi Feng Cheng's grandson. It is I, Lin Shushen's master. He is also my master, Zhu Guang. However, this is just the beginning." Immediately thereafter, a bewildered young man with a beautiful woman slowly walked in. I am the master of the Iron Hand Lone Wolf." What? These words resonated. Let the lieutenant dream completely. Baichen, Yi Fen Cheng, Master Lin Shushen Ling, Zhu Guang, Dr. Zhu. There is still Iron Hand, Lone Wolf. This. The lieutenant listened to each of these thunderous names, looking at the familiar faces in front of me. The whole person. The pressure on my scalp burst. I almost scared myself to death. What haunted him even more was these big shots. Address for Yi Fang. Savior. Master. How is this possible? The lieutenant only felt darkness before his eyes. At this moment, I looked at the many big shots in front of me with disbelief. These big shots represents the Bai family, Yi family, Lin family, Jiang and Zhu family, and the Lone Wolf and Yi Kaianwei, the boss of Jiang City. Almost half have arrived. How is this possible? Impossible. Zhang Kang said, "That guy is just a poor kid living in the slums." How could one know so many prominent figures? Especially this guy. Not these big shots, master. You are my life-saver. Even the master of the Lone Wolf. How is this possible? Lieutenant. The whole person was so scared that they fell to the ground, pale as ashes. I can't believe the reality before me, especially looking at the few big shots in front of me. The expression of ruthlessness in killing the chicken, Lieutenant, almost scared me out of my pants. I only felt a tingling sensation on my scalp. I caught a dog myself. What kind of monster did you catch? At this moment he almost tore my intestines apart. Bastard! Jiang Tao absolutely hated the lieutenant. At that moment he grabbed his collar tightly, lifted the lieutenant completely up. "What are you still doing there? Release him. Quickly release Lawsy." This furious shout, Lieutenant felt a shiver run through him. Let him go. That guy might be dead by now. What do you have to set someone free? The lieutenant almost cried. But still he quickly nodded. He immediately ran outside. But in his heart, it is hoped even more that Yi Feng is already dead now, because only in that way you can take all the blame yourself. All the blame fell on the venomous snake, a Quan, and I have washed my hands clean of it. At that time, the wrath of these big shots will be completely transferred to poison snake a Quan. Only one's own ability can ensure safety. Thinking of this, the lieutenant silently prayed. I hope Yi Feng is already alive or dead. Just as the lieutenant had just stepped outside, when he clearly saw the scene in the distance, the whole body trembled. A ghostly expression appeared on his face. Tata! The lieutenant stared intently ahead. My eyeballs almost popped out. Pale-faced, not far ahead of him, a group of people slowly walked over. These people, each of them is wearing fur coats. The ominous aura was overwhelming. The leader. It is Yi Feng. Da-da-da. The sound of footsteps echoed, making the lieutenant's face grow paler. Cold sweat keeps flowing more and more. Thud. He staggered back a few steps. He fell hard into the room. Pulala. Follow closely behind. Yifeng brought Bol Assam. Zhu Si, Xiao Dao, and others gently stepped into the room, and then several figures that seemed like dead dogs, thrown harshly onto the ground. These few people, every step, everyone has a few blood holes on them. But it was precisely the poisonous snake Aquan and the others. Finished. Seeing the tragic state of the poisonous snake Aquan, the lieutenant shuddered. A stream of yellow liquid, flowing down from the lower body. He knows. I've completely messed up. Is this Mr. Yi? Seeing the group of people entering, Jiang Tao's eyelids twitched wildly, and then, with a beaming smile, he asked Yi Feng. Yi Feng nodded lightly, then pointed to the ground. The venomous snake Aquan, resembling a dead dog. What's going on? You can ask him. Jiang Tao was taken aback. At this moment, turn your gaze. Look at Aquan. This is when I realized. Duke Xiaquan is in a terrible state at this moment. Each wound on the body was like a bloody hole. Blood flows continuously, especially his complexion, pale as paper, as if just encountered a ghost, filled with boundless terror. At this moment, before Jiang Tao could ask, the venomous snake Aquan quickly said, I said it all. It was the lieutenant who instructed me. He gave my family 300,000. Let me take care of Mr. Yi. Ah, this sentence, as if it were a fuse. The anger in Jiang Tao's heart completely detonated. He never expected. The lieutenant was so audacious, actually hiding it from oneself, engaging in such malicious and insidious acts. Especially this bastard. I've completely ruined myself. Lieutenant. Hello. You are very good. Jiang Tao's face flushed with anger. At this moment, gritting his teeth, he said, You have now been dismissed. And just wait and sit in jail. This sentence. The lieutenant was completely plunged into the abyss. His face was ashen. At this moment, realizing it. Hurry and climb in front of Yi Feng, continuously bowing down. Mr. Yi, I was wrong. I was tricked by Zhang Qiang. Talent emerges. Such despicable schemes. I beg you, spare me. Spare me, please. Lieutenant's intestines almost destroyed. But in Yi Feng's gaze, without an ounce of mercy, you are not the first person who wanted to kill me. It's not the last one either. But absolutely the dumbest one. Yi Feng's lips. A chilling eeriness enveloped the surroundings. If others don't offend me, I am not a criminal. If someone were to kill me, I must kill. So, you should die. What? Upon hearing this, Lieutenant is a whole person, slightly stunned. He can imagine. Yi Feng will not spare oneself. But I can't imagine. Yi Feng dared to kill himself. Just, he did not notice. A wisp of black mist, like a flash of lightning, slipped into his body. And right after that, Lieutenant is a whole person. A violent shiver. The scream of the seven-force emperor echoed, in front of everyone's astonished gaze. The lieutenant's muscular body, in distortion, in the stillness of chaos. It felt like ants were crawling. The venomous snake slithers through. Utterly bizarre. On the face of the lieutenant, a boundless terror emerged, and despair. Amidst the cries of agony, his body, like a piece of burnt paper, fragments shatter, blink, turned to a puff of ash. Lieutenant. Death. Episode 106. This time, you will all die. When Yi Feng and others, leaving Giant Shi prison, Jiang Tao's entire being, as if all the strength had been drained away, sat down heavily in the chair. He looked at a pile of ash on the ground. My eyelids keep twitching uncontrollably. In the gaze, filled with disbelief. This person, what kind of monster is it? Jiang Tao couldn't believe it. A lieutenant, such a vibrant person. It actually died just like that, especially when the whole person turns to ashes. Even he couldn't handle Yi Feng. They do not know how to achieve this. This method can be called a devil. Thinking of this, Jiang Tao finally understood. Why can Yi Feng attract so many big shots? Rejecting such a noble lady. This guy, absolutely untouchable, present moment, he silently thought of Yi Feng, incorporated into the untouchable list. Meanwhile, Jiang City suburbs, Commoner District, Jiaga, a series of brake sounds echoed. Can you see? All are Rolls Royces. The escape of the family's car. This scene attracted everyone's attention, eliciting waves of astonishment and envy. The car door opens. Yi Feng and a group of big shots. They walked down in unison. Just got off the car. Yi Feng realized that the atmosphere was off. There are faint sounds of crying. It came down from the third floor. This is Mother N's voice. Yi Feng frowned, rushing up to the third floor, and the other big shots. Immediately following, just got to the third floor. Yi Feng then saw the door of Anxi's house, already in disarray, as if it had been brutally kicked and shattered. Inside the room, Enmu and Enfu cried together in a heap. Seeing this scene, Yi Feng's heart skipped a beat. Quickly go inside now, and anxiously asked Mother N, "My mother, what happened? Anxi, right?" Seeing Yi Feng, Enmu seemed to see a savior. Red eyes. Tears fell like rain. "Yi Feng, Anxi has been kidnapped." What? This sentence. Let Yi Feng's expression change smoothly. After you were taken away by the police, Anxi kept calling. Find someone to save you. But she just finished her call. Several men in black rushed in. They said nothing further. Bayan Zhang Anxi, knocked out and abducted, and was too angry to speak. And the comfort women are also in tears. Two elderly men. She is the only obedient daughter. If Anxi encounters misfortune, then they definitely won't make a sound of pain. This scene let Yi Feng and many big shots. His expression changed drastically. Iron Hand Poison Wolf is here now. Hurry up and speak to Yi Feng. Master, I will notify them right away. Mobilize all the brothers. Searching for Miss Anxi. Upon hearing this, Yi Feng waved his hand. No need. Anxi was abducted. Until now, it should be less than an hour. I have a faster way to find it. Finished speaking, Yi Feng spoke to Motherin. And please take me there. Anxi's room. And heard Yi Feng. There is a way to find Anxi. Overwhelmed with joy, tears filled my eyes. Quickly take Yi Feng. Arriving at a bedroom around the corner. This bedroom is extremely simple. The entire room is arranged as pink building sculpture. On the desk, rows of textbooks are piled high. In the air of the room, still lingering, the unique physique of Anxi. Let Anne leave first. Yi Feng then opened the wardrobe. Take out an item. Anxi often wears a coat. This piece of clothing, the essence of Anxi, dripping on the coat. Then a finger moved. A strange symbol. Outline it. Blood tracking technique. One of the top 10 tracking techniques in the universe. Refining in the abyss. As long as there are pursuers. Once stayed in a certain place. Even if 1,000 years have passed. It can also track by blood tracing technique, translating the opponent's image and movements, completely outlined. There's no need for the other's breath at all. Spleen blood, even the hair. However, Yi Feng's magic is too weak now, cannot perform at all. The potential of blood tracking, only through clothing, come to capture the essence of Anxi. Brush. At the moment the talisman was drawn, bloodlight blooms above, and then transform into a heart dripping red blood, imprinted on Yi Feng's forehead, blood on the brow. Let Yi Feng appear, more enchanting and otherworldly. Just as Yi Feng was about to leave his vase, a few notebooks on the table. At that moment I picked it up and gave it a slight flip. This is Anxi's diary. Just the content of this diary. Yi Feng's heart trembled fiercely. 10 years old. August 2nd. Dead. It was the most shocking day of my life. After school, I was surrounded by a group of thugs. I am afraid. I am afraid. I panicked. Just when I thought I was, when disaster strikes and there's no escape. My brother Yi Feng has appeared. Brother Yi Feng protected me beneath him. Let them hit. Let them kick. Let them chop away. Let them insult. Brother Yi Feng, still protecting me fiercely. Let me remain unscathed. Keep me safe and sound. I saw. Yi Feng's head was broken. The dripping fresh blood. Take his head. Soaked. Dripping on my face. But at that time he yet still smiled at me. Anxious. Not afraid. I actually believed it to be true. I actually believed it was true. After I finish eating, I go out. But I saw Brother Yi Feng and a stray dog grabbing a piece of sweet potato. His back, a piece of green, a swollen area, blood-soaked. That's when I realized. He has long been without a penny. That meat bun. It was stolen. Received a severe beating for this. Bleeding profusely, yet still held tightly onto the meat bun. That moment, I cried. I have never cried like that before. Heart-wrenching. I don't know. A boy. You can be this silly. So true. 15 years old. September 1. On this day, me and Brother Yi Feng entered high school. But why? Why? Brother Yi Feng seems to have changed. He became self-conscious, became reclusive, became silent, became distant from me. My heart hurts. 16 years old. October 3rd. I still do it every 2 days. Go help Brother Yi Feng with the housework. This could be me, the only one who can be with him. A closer approach is needed. I like helping him fold the blankets. I enjoy helping him with laundry. I want to help him with everything for a lifetime. 17 years old. Today, I heard that Brother Yi Feng is in love. My heart. It's very hard to bear. It's suffocating. But I still wish him well. Bless him. Found the girl I like. Wish him well. Always be happy and joyful. Yi Feng Gij has experienced a breakup. I am sad for him. Sadness. I hope he can pull himself together. Do not sink into despair. Today, I met Brother Yi Feng again. He seems to have become a different person. He is confident, arrogant, arrogance. It's been 3 years. I waited for 3 years. Finally, my brother Yi Feng has arrived. That's the Yi Feng brother I like. Yi Feng Gij is so mysterious. He gave me surprise after surprise. I like his smile. I like his arrogance. I like his dominance. Today is January. Brother Yi Feng saved me again, and saved my parents. As if a riddle. Let me think of you day and night. Let me miss and wander. I found out. I have fallen in love with him. Dense diary. There are at least 5 or 6 books. And what is recorded above? It's all Yifeng. Bit by bit. One cry, one smile. And if this is all of rest. Yifeng looked at the diary above. His heart is trembling, like a silly girl, waiting for that person, protecting that person, forever, forever. Silly girl, so you are this foolish. Yifeng's lips, with a hint of a bitter smile, turn instead, a hint of murderous intent, rising with enthusiasm. No matter who you are, this time you will all die. Finished speaking. Yifeng stepped forward. He wants to kill. Eliminate those who deserve to die. Episode 107. Tonight, kill with me. Roll. On the wide road, dozens of luxury cars, racing forward at high speed, as if a dozen heads, mad beast, blinking, quickly fled more than 100 meters away, fast as lightning, leading the way on a Rolls-Royce. Taishu Du Long drives the car, Molozai Shah sitting in the passenger's seat. However, the two of them at this moment, the tension in my heart reached its peak. They feel the temperature inside the car, extremely cold. It felt like an ice cellar for 10,000 years. Uncontrollable, shivering with fear. Then, on Yifeng in the back row, a surge of overwhelming malevolence, continuously surging forward, as if the awakening of the demon god, massacre the world, such a terrifying aura. Iron Hand Lone Wolf, he and Molozai Shah, unintentionally exchanged a glance. A hint of surprise emerged, a look of fear and trepidation. Turn right at the intersection ahead. At this moment, Yifeng's brow, part red blood dot, flickering slightly, the words of Bingen echoed. How hesitated. Steering wheel slammed. A Rolls-Royce drifts. Turn at the corner. Turn left at the end of the road. Enter the alley. Accelerate. Under Yifeng's commands, cold sweat on Iron Hand's forehead. Increasingly more. He and Molozai Shah. I don't know at all. Why is Yifeng like this? Surely I can find peace. But the two of them, not a trace of doubt. For them, Yifeng's words, forever is right. Rest, rest, rest. More than a dozen luxury cars. Under the night sky, whistling and galloping, like a gust of wild wind, towards the east of the city, rushed away until they arrived at a mansion. Stop. With a command from Yifeng, dozens of luxury cars slammed on the brakes. Figure. More than 10 luxury cars. Stop in an instant. The car door opens. Figures appeared one after another. Came down. The mansion before me. Extremely luxurious. Covering nearly 10 mu. High walls and locked gates. Pavilion, tower, and machinery. Strange flowers and unusual grasses. It feels like a private palace. Brilliant and resplendent. Looking at this mansion, old Master Bai walked over. Frowning, he said to Yifeng, Yifeng, this is a private place. The private family is not a local family. It was 10 years ago. Just moved from the northern bank of the river. It is said it is a branch of a wealthy family. Speaking of this, old Lady Bai's expression, a bit heavy. Yifeng, although the private family usually, extremely low-key, not revealing any signs or traces. But it is extremely terrifying. It is speculated that the strength of this family, even not inferior to our Bai family. What is especially terrifying is the family's bodyguard team. It is said that back then, the blood mercenary corps that dominates Jiangnan, Crimson Mercenary Corps, hearing this name, poisonous wolf and Blood Sand's expression. Recount everything. Master, Crimson Mercenary Corps. In the mercenary world of Jianin, top 10. It's almost entirely uniform inside. Top Master, before retiring that year. Level B Mission 103. 24 class emissions. Unintentional mishap. Moro Blood Sand. He is the king of mercenaries. For the Blood Mercenary Corps, nature is the clearest. At this moment, his expression was somewhat serious. Crimson Mercenary Corps, there are a total of 119 members. If it's just us, want to break in forcefully, it is expected to take about an hour. At that time, Miss Anxi Shi, Moro Zusha did not finish speaking. But anyone knows. Wasting a minute right in front of me, Anzai becomes a bit more dangerous. Thinking of this, everyone's expression was extremely grim. Just at that moment, everyone stay. Yifeng finished speaking. Bai and Jingdai walked forward. What? This scene. Everyone was taken by surprise. Could it be that Yifeng has to go alone? Solo adventure in private property, just when when trying to stop Yifeng, silent, Yifeng's voice echoed once again. Dark night, talk, talk, talk. As Yifeng's, a sentence fell. In the shocked gazes of everyone, shadows one after another, like a flash of lightning, bursting out from the darkness. The speed of these people, Ru Gu Si Mei, all dressed in black. Black pants, black mask, they, as if traversing through the darkness like a devil. That terrifying atmosphere makes everyone feel a chill down their spine. The most terrifying. It was the leader among the black-clad figures. He stood there quietly, like a ghost, difficult to discover, but that overwhelming aura of malevolence, making everyone shiver. Dark night, black clothing, black pants, black mask. Could it be? They are Jianin, the most mysterious organization in Jiangbei. It seems I've thought of something. Morozusha jumped. It's not just him. Old Man Bai, Zhuguang, Master Lin and others, they all shivered, one by one, with a face full of fright. They can't imagine at all. This most mysterious organization. How did you end up here? The scene that followed leave everyone speechless. The report has arrived. 20 members of the Nightshade. In unison, they faced Yifeng. Kneeling on one knee, a hand of 5 stars. Master, red face. Such a sound reverberated. Let Molo Zusha and others. My eyeballs almost popped out. Master, this mysterious organization, why do they call Yifeng Master? Moro Blood Fiend and Old Master Bai among others. One by one, their faces were filled with disbelief. In the midst of the crowd, only Feng Chen knows best. At this moment, I couldn't help but show a smile. A bitter smile emerged. It seems. My own grandson. More mysterious than I imagined. At this moment, Yifeng didn't pay attention. The astonishment of those around. He spoke softly to the dark night. Tonight, follow me to kill. Yes, Master. All dark nights. Member, Kiki responds. They seemed like a well-trained devil's army, exuding a terrifying aura. What kind of person? At that moment, Hilala. From within the mansion, a group of people rushed out. These people, fierce and menacing figures. Strong presence. Clearly, they all live on the edge of danger. Each of them held in their hands, all wielding steel knives. The cold light flickered, shooting the soul of the person. It is the Blood Mercenary Corps. Looking at the blood-red mercenary group, Yifeng's lips. A bloodthirsty curve emerged. Present moment. Walking boldly forward. The murderer. But the members of the blood-colored mercenary group are still in shock. Yi Feng waved his hand. Swish, swish, swish. A few black streaks flashed into view. Patu. 3 mercenary members in a row. Accidental separation. This scene stunned all the members of the blood-colored mercenary group by the time they realized it. The complexion gradually changed. Damn it. Leave the seat. In an instant, all members of the blood-colored mercenary group, madly towards Yi Feng, rushed to kill. Just, they are fast. The dark night deepens quickly. Rest easy. Rest. Shadows one after another, like a stream of black light. A string of them came out. Members of the blood-stained mercenary corps. I haven't seen it clearly at all. Weapons of the dark night. What is it? When the members of the dark night pass by, a member of the Mingzhu Sea mercenary group. The body was split in half. Quick, ready, cruel, dark night, as if a black torrent. Wherever they pass through, bodies will fall straight down. Streams of fresh blood jump in and out, like a tiger entering a flock of sheep, forever unstoppable. Night, blood. This scene, as if it seemed to form a devilish scene. Episode 108. Next life. Guarding you. See Jaya. Inside the main hall, the lights were bright all around. All shots are uniform. American and European TV dramas, luxurious and extravagant to the extreme. On the sofa in the main hall, a middle-aged fat man, sitting quietly. It is the master of the Si Jaya family, Si Zio Chan. Next to Si Zio Chan, a delicate young man was sitting. He is extremely handsome, but a pair of peach blossom eyes. Yet it appears extremely evil and feminine, as if a venomous snake. Makes one shiver with fear. This young man. Sikin, is your hand okay? At this moment, Si Zio shifted his gaze. Looked down at Zhang Qiang. At this moment, Zhang Qiang, on the arm, already wrapped in thick bandages. At the sight of the severed arm, there is still a trace of fresh, crimson blood seeped out. Upon hearing this, Zhang Qiang quickly replied, I'm fine. It's just a hand, isn't it? Finished speaking. Zhang Qiang's lips curl. The sound effects resonated deeply. That kid broke my arm. Then I will take his life. Calculating it out, I also earned. Hearing Zhang Qian's voice. Si Zio Qian and Si Zio. Everyone nodded in agreement, clearly very satisfied with him. But father, your return to Jiangbei this time. How is the conversation going? Zhang Qiang at this moment curiously asked Si Zio Tian. Upon hearing this, Si Zio Tian smiled exceptionally brightly. Aha, this time's incident. Basically finalized. The family executives arrived in Jiang City. It has been confirmed. Let me go back and take over the family business. Tonight, it should be us missing home. It's the last night in Jiang City. Great. Zhang Qiang was full of excitement. His face flushed. He knows. The family behind the longing for home. How terrifying it is. This kind of aristocratic family, once taken over by Si Zio Chan. So the status and identity of an adopted son, will soar straight up. Even later, he returned to Jiang City. Even the Bai family. 2 great families. You should also be a bit lenient with yourself. Thinking of this, in Zhang Qian's gaze, growing more excited. But father, since tonight, it is our last night in Jiang City. Then we should have a good time. Same. Zhang Kang smiled mysteriously, clapped hands at the door. Suddenly, two bodyguards, carrying a burlap sack, he walked in. Open, hearing Zhang Kang's voice. Those two bodyguards, without the slightest hesitation, silently opened the sack. A stunningly beautiful woman, revealed. It is indeed peace. Seeing peace. In Si Shao's eyes suddenly sprang forth a blazing glow. Good, very good. Don Tian, you truly did not let me down. Si Shao stood up completely, constantly observing Anxi, clicking their tongue in admiration. I must say, Rest is truly as beautiful as a celestial being. Compared to her, the women I used to know, they are all just ordinary fans, not just silk. In Si Zio Chan's eyes, it also has a beast-like luster. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. Seeing his father, the expression, Si Shao's lips curled into a smile. A hint of wickedness emerged. Hey, father, how is it? Your son has good taste, doesn't he? Not bad. You little rascal. You are becoming more discerning. Such a beautiful woman. You can find them all. See Ziotan's drooling at the corner of his mouth. It almost spilled out. Hey, since Dad likes it so much, tonight, let's take turns. Si Shao gave an evil smile, and his words, let Si Shao Tian. He was extremely excited, unparalleled. But tonight, we are free as well. It feels so good. Si Shao Tian was overjoyed. Good, good. The first thing, just thinking of Yi Feng. Just, at this moment, a sinister voice. Let Anxi pout and poop. Hee hee. Anxi, your brother Yi Feng is dead. From now on, you are one of us now. What? This sentence. Let Anxi be fully immersed. I shivered. He turned his head. After seeing Zhangqiang and Sixiao, the moment the face turned up, it looked ugly for a few seconds. Surprisingly, it's you. Of course, it's us. Zhang Qiang smirked repeatedly, eyes scanning up and down, gave Anxi a glance at her anxious figure, spoke wickedly. I advise you to forget that useless person. I advise you to forget that useless person. But now it's long dead. Died. Anxi was completely immersed. A flash of clarity in my mind, on the upturned face, filled with deep disbelief, as if gone mad, shouted loudly, No, impossible. My brother Yi Feng will not die. You lied to me. You are lying to me. I'm lying to you. Zhang Qiang sneered coldly, growing stronger. Hey, to be honest with you, the police captain who took away your brother Yi Feng, it's my uncle, the lieutenant. My uncle has already made arrangements. Put Yi Feng in prison. Someone might personally kill him. That's all. Don Kang's face, filled with endless delight. Ah, now Yi Feng. I'm afraid they have long since been completely obliterated. That felt great. But this sentence, it seemed to drain all the strength from Anxi's body. He collapsed to the ground, pale as paper. Yi Feng is dead. A drop of blue tears, flowing down Anxi's lifted face. He only felt his fragrant heart. It felt as if being torn apart by deadly poison. That brother Yi Feng who protected him with his life. That brother Yi Feng who likes to rub his head. That arrogant and overbearing brother Yi Feng. That brother Yi Feng whom he loved the most. Brother Yi Feng, do you know? Anxi has so much more to say. I haven't told you. Anxi likes you. I have always liked you. Anxi made a vow. I will use my life to protect you. But Anxi didn't do it. Brother Yi Feng, Wait for me in this lifetime. In the next life, Enxi will tell you. In this lifetime, Enxi has not protected you. In the next life, Enxi will repay you for this lifetime. Enxi feels utterly devastated at this moment. Tears fell like rain. Yifeng is gone. He seemed to suddenly lose the motivation to live. That person took away his heart. Artless, how could he possibly survive? He Anxi, just give up on that idea. At that moment, Si Shao's lips curled into a wicked smile, speaking to Anxi. From now on, you follow us. Guarantee that your later life will be prosperous. A life of wealth and honor. How are you? In Si Shao's gaze, brimming with deep greed, just gearing this. Anxi's face, a deep, cold sneer emerged. Seems like looking at an idiot. You all. Anxi glanced at the three people in front of her, looking into the madness and heat in their eyes. Corner of the mouth, an unwavering resolve like a dead mole. I know. I I can't kill you, but you want to get me. Dreaming. Finished speaking. Anxi's long black hair flowed down from her head. She took off a hairpin. I am Anxi, live, for Yifeng's people. Dead, for Yifeng's soul. Brother Yifeng is dead. I Anxi, how could it be a poisonous fire? At this moment, Anxi, Yushu gently caressed the hairpin in her hand. This hairpin, it was the only gift given by Yifeng. It is also Anxi's whole life. My favorite gift. Brother Yifeng, wait for me. Wait for me in the next life. Here to protect you. The words fell, and Ziyu's hand, a wave of the hand. The hairpin was aimed at the heart. Stabbed fiercely. Not good. The faces of the three young masters changed dramatically. They never expected it. Anxi, who is usually well behaved on weekdays, unexpectedly fierce. At this moment I want to stop. Already falling short. Flap of wings. Blood splattered. Family will meet with. Episode 109. Awakening of the Overlord. Splash. When Anxi's gelatinous body slammed to the ground. Blood splattered everywhere. His pointed face, pale as paper. A stream of ancient crimson blood from the heart's mouth, flowing out, clothes stained with blood. Family will meet with. This scene. Let's see Zhao Tian and the three of them hit the target perfectly. They never dreamed it would happen. And Zai is surprisingly fierce like this. Better to die. Nor willing to submit to them. Damn it. Zhang Qiang's expression was extremely gloomy. Facing the sky, Si Zhao asked the heavens. Ban Dai, what should we do now? Temes, what else can be done? A dead person. What fun activities are there? Hurry up and find someone to throw them out. In the expression of Si Zhao Chan's face, filled with gloom, cursing under their breath. So frustrating. Unlucky. Upon hearing this, Zhang Qiang's gaze. Zhang Qiang was about to call for the bodyguard, carry Anxi outside. However, at that moment, suddenly a burst of noise came from outside. This left Si Zhao Chan and the others in a daze. Report. A bodyguard ran in a panic, facing the three at Sukseo Heaven. Hastily said, report to the family head. Someone is breaking in at night. But this sentence. Let's see Zhao Tian and the three of them be stunned. Who is the other person? It's still unclear for now. The bodyguard replied quietly. Upon hearing these words, Si Zhao Tian and others, not taking it to heart at all, each of them had a cold smirk at the corners of their mouths, said, HMPH, it's probably a group of reckless thieves. Let them break through. The blood-colored mercenary corps is here. How many are coming? How many to kill? Xiao Tian is extremely confident. After all, Crimson Mercenary Corps, in the entire Jiangnan province mercenary world, all can rank in the top 10. In a small city, enough to sweep everything away. Nightly thoughts of home, that's asking for trouble. Just, in the words of Xiao Tian, just fell. Another bodyguard rushed in hurriedly. Report, blood-colored mercenary corps. 23 people were killed in action. The enemy has entered the courtyard. But, a blood-stained mercenary group fell into despair. This news let Xiao Tian and others suddenly stood up. On the faces of the 3 people, all were filled with deep terror. You need to know, there were many enemies before, crossing the longing for home, but undoubtedly all were bloody mercenary, killed on the spot, and the blood-red mercenary, accidental casualties. But today, surprisingly, 23 were killed in action. Crimson mercenary. This is simply unimaginable. However, this is just the beginning. Report, Blood Mercenary Corps. 59 were killed in action. The enemy has breached the corridor. Explosion. Blood Mercenary Corps. 101 casualties. The enemy has broken through the door. One bodyguard after another ran in a panic. One message after another came in. It was as if a thunderbolt on a clear day. Let Xiao Tian and the 3 of them all be stunned. On the faces of the 3 people, from shock to horror, from shock to terror, until the end. Unbelievable. How is that possible? From the first message that arrived until now, in less than 5 minutes. Crimson Mercenary Corps. A total of 101 people have already fallen. This is simply like a tale from the Arabian Nights. Damn it. Who is the other party, really? How could the blood-colored mercenary group handle it? Impossible. This is impossible. Xiao Tian has completely lost it. He finds it hard to imagine. How could the Jiang family have such a twisted enemy within 5 minutes? Almost renowned. The fall of the blood mercenary group. This is simply unimaginable. Not just him. Si Shao and Zhang Qiang both was even more frightened, turning pale as paper, on their faces, as if seeing a ghost. This is just the beginning. Immediately after, they heard at the front door the sound of battle erupted, the sounds of fierce fighting. In the blink of an eye it has changed. A piercing scream, as if crushing with overwhelming force. Every scream, all contain endless despair, as if vibrant lives were flowing. The devil is devouring. Despair, panic, the sound of screams. It lasted only a few seconds. Immediately after that, fell into a dead silence. This moment, whether it's outside the main hall, still in the main hall, everything is dead silent. See Xiao Tian and others. This moment I can only feel in my heart. Heart racing. They stared intently at the door, as if a pack of ancient ferocious beasts about to break through the door. That eerie feeling. Let them feel the pressure. However, at that moment, the main hall's door instantly shattered. A sack after sack threw it in. What is this? On top of these burlap sacks, already soaked in blood, there were at least 5 or 6 of them. Seeing this, Xiao's eyelid twitched violently. Then he turned to a bodyguard, waved his hand. The bodyguard swallowed hard, and then, gathering courage, walked up, untied the sack. Just the moment the sack was untied, the bodyguard let out a piercing, terrified scream. The whole person seemed as if they had seen a ghost, retreating in panic. Bulu, one head after another. From the sack. Roll out. Vase. It turns out they are all heads. The blood-red embrace of the Aishi head. Ush. The scene before me. See Zio Tian and others. Totally amazed. 5 burlap sacks. In each sack there are 20 or 30 heads. More than 100. This is terrifying to the extreme. Ghost. Devil. See Zio Tian suddenly fell down. Fell to the ground. In the expression of their eyes. A patch of ashes. He saw, within those burlap sacks, the leader of the blood-colored ice group, the deputy commander's head. Each of them. It was as if I saw the devil right before I died. In the eyes, still lingering, boundless terror and despair. And this almost represents blood-colored embrace of ice, 119 members, total annihilation, undoubtedly surviving. It's not just him. See Zio and Zhang Qiang. I've never seen it before. Such a terrifying scene. At this moment, looking at those burlap sacks. The two only felt a churn in their stomachs, a surge of turmoil. Wow, I'm throwing up. However, at that moment, footsteps echoing. A sound came from the front door. Makes everyone in the room. Goosebumps suddenly rise. In their sheer terror, in the gaze, a slender figure, accompanied by a group of men in black, slowly walked in, and when Zhang Qiang saw the figure at the forefront, the whole person radiated a feeling of the look of a ghost. Nightly winds. Zhang Qiang was filled with doubt, blinded by my own desires. The night wind now should have died in prison. How did you end up here? Impossible. How are you still alive? This is absolutely impossible. Zhang Qiang stepped backwards step by step. Her complexion grew paler and paler. Just the night breeze at this moment did not pay any attention to Zhang Qiang. His eyes, staring intently at the resting place on the ground, looking at the hairpin at Anxixin's throat. A surge of overwhelming malevolence, like a tornado, sweeping across the entire main hall. Let everyone, falling into the iced cellar. The night breeze steps forward slowly, walking towards rest. With every step taken, the aura around him will become wildly furious. Every meter forward, his eyes, then it will turn blood red. And it, like a soon-to-be crazed demon king, that fierce demeanor, it sends shivers down one's spine. Until we stand before the resting place. The night wind has just stopped. His palm is trembling. The voice became hoarse. Hoarsely terrifying. Rest in peace. The night breeze embraced Anxi, just right in his palm. The moment I just held Anxi, a sudden change occurred. Creak, creak, creak. A chilling presence like frost. From the body of Anxi, silently extending towards the body of the night wind. In the blink of an eye, the night breeze turned into an ice man. The night breeze at this moment. A slight pause. Immediately after, sadness on the face, transform into boundless ecstasy. Wang Xuanbin body. This is one of the top 10 dominant bodies of the universe, the Wang Xuanbing body. Episode 110. Supreme Master of the House, Wang Xuanbing body, one of the 10 dominant bodies of the universe. The night breeze at this moment, in the depths of the eye, hiding a profound shock. How is that possible? Fang Ying is a congenital spiritual body, can nourish all things. Xuaner is the 9 absolute poison body. Du Ba still speaks. And rest in peace. It turns out to be the Wangchuan ice body. Frozen world. 3 powerful physiques. Three powerful physiques, every sentence. All are within the universe. An unparalleled existence of a tyrannical body. Ordinary, even if it's billions of stars. It's hard to find a word, but now, three dominant bodies, appearing simultaneously on Earth. This is simply unbelievable. Night breeze at this moment. My heart was shaken to the core. He suddenly realized a very serious problem. That is, the Earth does not belong to itself. It's not as simple as it seems. Otherwise, countless stars in the universe. Why do I feel this way? Reborn on Earth. Moreover, three dominator bodies in succession, emerging from the sky. Could it be Earth? It's just a kind, the one from the legend of billions of years. Thinking of a certain possibility, the night breeze only made the scalp tingle, trembling all over. If it really is the night wind, just as I imagined, so the Earth will definitely become the bottom of the universe. However, at this moment the night breeze comes without hesitation. His body trembled slightly. Crave, click, fragments of ice scattered on my body, fell down, and then, fingers pointing at the resting, Tanzhongzhou, Beihui Point, in Tangzhou. Suddenly, a jolt. Swish, swish, swish. A trace of chill. Reintegrate into the heart of restful peace. In the blink of an eye, that extreme feeling of freezing completely vanished without a trace. All of this, it felt as if nothing had happened. Rest in peace. Still lying there quietly, his eyes were tightly closed, breath like flowing silk. Who are you? Why did you break into our private space at night? At that moment, Si Zio Chan is dead, staring at the night breeze. Angry voice of the equator. Si Zio Chan. As a private family head, I never would have thought. Someone is so audacious, not only intruding into private property. It also led to the downfall of the blood mercenary group. You need to know. The blood-colored mercenary group, it is the time of filial piety. Sky-high prices. He still hoax. Rely on the blood-colored mercenary group. Help oneself sit at the prestigious Jianbei family, the throne of the householder, and now, your greatest helper. But it was abruptly broken by the night wind. How could he not strive? Upon hearing this, the night breeze slowly stood up, a pair of eyes, gazing intently at Si Zio Chan. Three people, you all, damn it. Words are cold and chilling, as if it came from hell. Let's see Zio Chan and others. Into the ice cellar. At this moment, Si Zio stared fixedly at the night wind. Jingjai stepped forward. Night wind, I've heard about you. Finished speaking. Si Zio Chan. Sikao's lips curled into a subtle smile. It seems that you are more than I imagined, even more impressive. However, so what? Do you know the background of our yearning for home? Do you know who is our family origin? At this point, the cold smile at Si Zio's lips, becoming more intense. If you know what's good for you, then just take the person with you. Hurry up and get lost. Otherwise, soon our family's senior members will arrive. You can't leave even if you want to. Not just you. Everyone around you. Everyone is going to die. Is that so? The corner of the night wind's mouth. A sinister curve emerged. If it is in the universe, those, the super monster saw this scene, will surely understand. The night wind is truly furious. You miss home. Except for the three of you. There are 6 women, 3 children, 7 servants, 13 bodyguards. After the night breeze gently spoke, the gaze was fixed and intense, staring at the wall. Dong family, besides you, there are still 72 people, 45 men, 21 women, 6 children. Just his words. Let the thoughts of filial piety reach the walls of the middle. Jinshu was taken aback. What do you mean? Si Zio Chan. A frown appeared on her brow. He asked in a deep voice. It's not that meaningful. The smile at the corner of the night breeze. You fa. Increasingly eerie. Just to let you know. The family of Si Jaya. I will die because of you and your son. Dom family members will be extinguished by the middle wall. Ah, the night wind's words. Let's see Zio Chan. The three people's expressions changed drastically. Annihilation of the clan. This guy. Surprisingly, I want to return home. Zhongjia. Complete extermination of the entire clan. This. Zhang King's complexion instantly turned ferocious. Facing the night wind, shouted sternly, Night wind, are you crazy? Do you know? My godfather, already a prominent family in Jiangbei, the new head of the family. If you dare to harm us, Jiangbei aristocracy, when I think of LJ, when the time comes, not only do you have to die, related to you, everyone must die. Words of the wall, filled with ferocity, but falling into the ears of the night wind, let him plot for the neutral alliance even more. I am waiting. Come one person. To kill a person. Bring 10 people. Kill 10 people. The whole clan is coming. Complete annihilation of the clan. Ah, this sentence. Let's see Zio Chan. The three of them were thoroughly scared. Madmen. In their eyes, the night wind is a madman. Unexpectedly, still wanting to associate with the Jianbei noble families, competing against each other. This is simply asking for trouble. Wait a moment. At that moment, suddenly at the door, suddenly a sound came. A sudden sound emerged. A loud shout echoed. Immediately after that, Hulalat, the group of people burst in, looking at the elder at the forefront. Si Zio Tian was overjoyed to the extreme. Nonsense. You arrived just in time. Quickly kill this guy. He must be destroyed. We are private. Si Zio Tian looked at the old man, as if seeing a savior. Not just him. Beside them were Si Shao and Zhang Qiang. A delightful surprise. They know it. This old man is from a prominent family in Jianbei, the high rise of the Ben family. With him taking the lead, Night Wind and these people, there is certainly no return once you go. Thinking of this, the two seemed to see. The Night Wind carries a sorrowful mood. The next scene is average, filled with joy, just asterisk smack asterisk, in the words of Si Zio Tian. Just exported. The old man slapped. Hard slap on his face. This. Si Zio Tian became fierce. Si Shao and Zhang Qian, completely stunned. Budu said, What are you doing? Si Zio Tian had a face full of expressions, looking at the old man in disbelief. He is now quite the first heir of the family head. But my ancient uncle, now not only have I not helped myself, surprisingly, they even slapped themselves. This is simply unbelievable. Just the elder of this moment, not even a glance at Si Zio Tian. Good. Leading a group of people right now, turning to face the night wind. Thud. Kneel down on the ground. Speechless. Salute to the Supreme Patriarch. It's not just him. The group of people behind him. The same. Kneeling down in unison on the ground. Salute the Supreme Patriarch. What? This scene. Let's see Zio Tian and others. Completely stunned. Supreme head of the family. How could the night wind be the patriarch of one's own family? See Zio Qian and others. At this moment everything is intense. And the night breeze, it is also slightly upright. He squinted his eyes. Binghen stared at the old man in front of him. This person, however, it is the Zio family, the only elder, the last surviving elder of the ancient times. It's someone from the Cixao family. The sound of the night wind. It was cold to the bone. Now, let the elders wait. A shiver ran through my entire body. Taishing family head, please calm down. Si Jaya is a family of filial piety. A branch. Si Zio Chuo and the 5 great elders. After you were executed, we originally planned to let Si Zio Qian inherit. Si Zio family. That I didn't expect that. He actually offended. Supreme clan leader. Finished speaking. Elder and others. Puhu is on the ground, shivering all over. We just received the news. I come to ask for forgiveness from the Grand Elder. This sentence. Let's see Zio Tian and others. Everyone was stunned, especially Si Zio Chuo and the 5 great elders, executed by the night wind. This sentence. The 3 were so scared they almost fell over, sitting on the ground. No wonder. No wonder. Elder, will let Si Zio Tian return to the family and inherit the family legacy. It turns out Si Zio family head and the 5 great elders all have perished at the hands of the night wind. Thinking of this, Si Zio Tian and others, completely scared to the point of wetting myself. Episode 111. I am Modai, waiting for you. No, impossible. How did he become the wealthy family of filial piety? Supreme family head. At this moment in the main hall, the most shocking. It is Zhang Qiang. Zhang Qiang exerted every effort. This is just flattery. Cixao Chan, this big boss. I originally thought, rely on oneself. The identity of Si Zio Qian's son. The night breeze has long since arrived, trampled underfoot. That he never dreamed it would happen. The night wind unexpectedly became the supreme head of the family of filial piety and wealth. That is the prestigious family of Si Zio in Jiangbei. At the Bai family mansion, all must be a presence several times stronger. Missing home is just a branch of the Si Zio family. SHH, SHH, SHH.